Book Monster.
Hi everyone, my name is Book Monster. Today I'm going to tell you, Think and Grow Rich.
Ouch.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Chapter 1. Thinking is a thing. Before we accumulate wealth, it is necessary to magnetize the mind with the desire for wealth, to start thinking in terms of money until the lust for money leads to the creation of concrete plans to acquire it. Only one profound idea is sufficient for success. The idea, if the following steps are followed, can be turned into material values. All you need is persistence and a burning desire to turn it into money. All great inventions were first thoughts, and only the inventor's desire brought them to life. If you have started, don't give up. Every time you fail and feel like giving up what you are striving for, remember Thomas Edison, who created the light bulb on his 10,000th attempt. Study, turn to experts, but move towards your goal, as success comes only to those who think in terms of success, while defeat comes to those who allow themselves to think in terms of defeat. The longer you go towards success, the closer it gets. Too many people give up one step before victory. The first step to wealth is desire. Set a goal to become the best in your field or hold a particular position and go for it. Not hope, not aspiration, but burning desire and suppressing everything else should move you forward. This is the essence. Do not think, if I do not succeed, I will do something else, but instead say to yourself the following. In this world, I only want to achieve this goal. I will lay down my soul, but I will achieve my own. After destroying all the ways to retreat, you will have nothing else but the intention to reach your goal. A commander of the army, upon arriving on enemy soil, burned his ships. The army had one thing left to do, fight or die, and they won. There are 6 steps to turn an idea into money that you should follow. 1. Determine the exact amount of money you would like to have. Close your eyes and focus your mind on the exact figure until it appears before you in physical form. Do this exercise at least once a day. 2. Honestly tell yourself what you are willing to pay for the wealth you desire. 3. Set a time frame by which you will acquire that money. 4. Make a concrete plan to fulfill your desire and start acting immediately, whether you are ready to realize it or not. 5. Write down everything we just mentioned, the amount of money, the time by which you want to have it, something you are willing to sacrifice in exchange, and a plan for acquiring the money. 6. Every day before going to bed and in the morning, read your notes out loud. Read, imagine, feel, and believe that the money is already yours. Your goal is to want money, to want so persistently that by force of suggestion that the desire becomes real. You will never become rich if you do not bring to a boil the passion for money, if you do not believe in your wealth and in yourself. Nothing should affect your dream. If what you want is good, and most importantly, you believe in it, do not doubt, act, no matter what everyone says. So if you want to create your own YouTube channel, don't pay attention to those who say you won't succeed or you're not good at it. By making mistakes, you gain experience. There are no obstacles for the mind except those we recognize. The second step to wealth is faith. You're probably listening to this book to get the ability to turn your desires into their physical equivalent, money. You can convince yourself that you believe, and then you will get what you dream of. As believers in God who do not even allow themselves to think that He does not exist, you must believe that you will succeed. Everyone knows that if you constantly repeat a statement, you begin to believe in it, regardless of whether it is true or false. If you do not believe in your own strength and constantly beat it into your subconscious, it will materialize and you will not achieve anything. The stages of self-belief. Every day you must say to yourself, I understand the purpose of my life and I have all the possibilities for its achievement, so I require from myself perseverance. I require from myself not to leave efforts, not to postpone to later. I promise myself to do for it everything that is in my power. I realize that thoughts are the masters of my consciousness, so for 30 minutes every day, I will concentrate on educating myself about what I would like to see, drawing in the imagination a clear mental image. From the principles of self-hypnosis, I know that any desire which I cultivate in my mind with the necessary persistence will eventually turn into practical means of its realization. So for 10 minutes daily, I will attend to the tasks of self-affirmation. I have clearly formulated the main goal of life, and I will never abandon my endeavors until I achieve the self-confidence necessary to accomplish it. I fully realize that neither wealth nor position in society can be sustainable if they are not based on truth and justice, so I will not bind my conscience with transactions that will not benefit all parties involved. I will suppress hatred, envy, and suspicion by perfecting my love for people, for I know that a bad attitude toward others will never bring success. The third step to wealth is self-hypnosis. With the help of self-hypnosis, dominant thoughts penetrate the subcortex of your mind and influence it. Ordinary words not backed by feeling have no effect on the subconscious mind. Build your own mind and believe that you are bound to have the amount of money visualized by the mind. Every day you must visualize the amount of money you want to have, how you spend it on one need or another, how you buy yourself something or open your store. It is self-hypnosis that helps you control your subconscious mind. You're probably going to say, what nonsense is this? Now, but if you don't try it, you won't succeed. The fourth step to wealth is special knowledge. Determine what kind of special knowledge you need and for what purpose. You don't need to know everything. Focus on the knowledge that will help you achieve your goals. For the rest, there's Google. Knowledge has no value. You need to systematize it and make it usable to achieve a specific goal, and for this, you need practice. If something is given to you for free, you won't value it. On the other hand, if you pay for any training seminar with your own money, you'll do anything to repay the course. The fifth step to wealth is imagination. Man is capable of creating anything he is capable of imagining. As a lack of imagination is the cause of many failures, its presence will ensure success. There are several functions of the imagination. With the help of synthetic imagination, man puts together already known concepts, ideas, and designs in new combinations. Through creative imagination, the limited mind of man has access to the world mind, where he perceives and transforms all the basic or new ideas. Coming into contact with the subconsciousness of others, in order for the creative imagination to take effect, the consciousness must get into the appropriate rhythm. This requires a strong desire to achieve something, as in our case. Wealth starts with an idea. An idea is first formed by the imagination, which then makes the imagination work on making plans, turning desire into money. This book, too, was just an idea before it became a reality. The sixth step to wealth is planning. Follow these steps to put a plan into action. First, take as many allies as you need to create and implement your plan. Second, determine what benefits each member of your group will gain from being part of this alliance and what you can offer them. Third, meet with your members at least once a week until you have a plan that works for you. Fourth, maintain harmony in your relationships with the members of the intellectual group. Each plan requires hard work, so if the first plan fails, replace it with another. Look for non-trivial solutions until the plan works. Millions of people fail to get out of poverty and even destitution all their lives for only one reason: the lack of a well-thought-out plan. Absolutely all rich people have gone through a losing streak before achieving wealth. Every executive should have the following qualities. First, courage and determination. No performer would want to work under a leader who is not very courageous and insecure. Second is self-control. A person who does not control themselves will not be able to control others. Third, an acute sense of justice. If they do not possess it, the leader will be deprived of respect from their subordinates and lose the moral right to command. Fourth, clarity of decisions. A person hesitating in their decisions demonstrates insecurity. Fifth, clarity of plans. A successful leader plans their work and works on the plan. Sixth, the habit of working overtime. One of the responsibilities assigned by the leader voluntarily is their willingness to work more than they require of their subordinates. Additionally, an attractive personality, carelessness, and sloppiness will never lead you to success. Leadership requires respect for yourself. Then comes empathy and understanding. Successful leaders sympathize with their subordinates and can always come to an agreement with them. Perfect mastery of the subject and situation also matters. Indeed, an executive should know their business like the back of their hand. The willingness to take responsibility is also essential. The supervisor should take responsibility for the errors and omissions of their subordinates. Finally, cooperation is important. The leader must understand and apply the principle of joint efforts and cultivate the ability of subordinates to cooperate. The seventh step to wealth is decisions. People who have little money usually easily grab other people's opinions. If when making a decision you will base it on someone else's opinion, you will not succeed in anything, least of all in turning desire into money. Even friendly teasing such as "you don't have the brains to program" will shake your self-confidence if you listen to that opinion. Deciding to do something takes courage. Indecision is a significant cause of failure. Leaders in any field make decisions quickly and clearly. This is an essential reason for their leadership. Step to wealth is perseverance. It is necessary to realize all the weaknesses standing in the way of the goal and get rid of them. Then, your perseverance will be transformed into confidence, experience, and strength. Perseverance is based on certain principles, among which 1. Our clarity of intention, the importance of what you want, a vital circumstance, and the urge to overcome significant difficulties. 2. Desire. It is much easier to be persistent and not lose this quality for a long time if you have a passion. 3. Self-confidence. Believing that you will be able to carry out the plan to the end will help you follow the plan with the necessary perseverance. 4. Certainty of plans. The developed plan, even if completely unrealistic and unrealizable, will still support your sense of perseverance. 5. Careful analysis. Knowing that your plan is reliable and feasible based on experience or observation will strengthen your perseverance. Conversely, guessing instead of analyzing will leave no trace of perseverance. 6. Cooperation. Collaborate with one or more people who can support your commitment to going after your goal using an action plan. 7. Willpower. Perseverance is also instilled by the habit of concentrating all your thoughts on developing a plan going toward clear goals. 8. Habit. Perseverance as a direct result of habit is transformed into a character trait. The mind always absorbs some part of daily experience. The 9th step to wealth is the brain center. The power of the mind and intellect is the key to achieving success that will help you increase wealth. A think tank is the coordination of the knowledge and efforts of 2 or more people united in the pursuit of a specific goal. Don't avoid good advice. Knowledge gained from any source can become power if it is organized into a plan of action and eventually becomes action itself. Step 10 to wealth, the secret of sex and sublimation. Sexual sublimation is the transformation of sexual energy into some other energy. Channel your sexual energy in a creative way, and with its help, you will come to prosperity. Sexual feeling brings to life a certain state of consciousness. Due to complete ignorance about sex, most people confuse it with the attraction of the flesh. That is why the physical side of sex has a significant impact on consciousness. Of all human feelings, sexual feeling is the most powerful. Driven by this feeling and passion, a person can develop a keen imagination, courage, willpower, perseverance, and creative abilities that were previously unknown to them. The most significant results are achieved by people with highly developed sexual feelings, especially if they have mastered the art of sublimation. Do not waste sexual energy. Think about why the most brilliant people appear when they are between 40 and 50 years old. The 11th step to wealth is the subconscious mind. No matter how many thoughts, intentions, and plans you would like to materialize and do not implant in the subconscious mind, your subconscious will first react to the dominant desires, emotionally those backed by faith. The subconscious draws power from the higher mind, capable of turning desires into reality. To inspire the subconscious desire to have money and induce the materialization of this desire, you must speak its language, the language of feelings. Mankind knows 7 basic positive feelings and the same number of negative ones. Negative feelings penetrate the impulses of thought by themselves, which provides them with a free passage of the subconscious. Meanwhile, the positive ones are passive and must be included in those impulses of thought that you want to enter the subconscious. This is usually done using self-hypnosis. There are 7 basic positive feelings: desire, faith, love, sex, enthusiasm, sentimentality, and hope. Control them using one another. There are also 7 basic negative feelings that you should avoid: fear, envy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, and anger. Consciousness cannot be filled with positive and negative emotions at the same time. Something always dominates, and only you are responsible for ensuring that positive emotions have a determining effect on your consciousness. This is where habits will help you. So form a habit of perception and use only positive emotions. Sometimes even one negative thought in your mind is enough to destroy all the positive changes in your subconscious mind. The 12th step to wealth is the 6th sense. Creative imagination, or the so-called creative gift, is the 6th sense, but few people use it. When the 6th sense is invoked, ideas, plans, and thoughts flash into the mind. These flashes are sometimes called inspiration. Understanding the 6th sense comes only through meditation, through developing the state from within. With the help of the sixth sense, you will be warned of impending dangers, just as you will be notified of chances that should not be missed. You can hire invisible counselors and build yourself based on the biographies of people who have most impressed you. Every night before you go to bed, close your eyes and imagine all these people at the table in front of you. During the imaginary council meeting, ask each member for the necessary knowledge and advice to solve a certain problem. If you do this every day, your self-image will represent them so realistically that you will see them as if they were real. There are several types of fear that hold you back in any given situation. Fear is only a state of your mind and therefore can be controlled and guided. If you set out to remake yourself, you first need to get rid of indecision, fear, and doubt. There are several types of fear. First is the fear of poverty, which comes with the following symptoms. Indifference is the lack of self-love, not wanting to fight poverty, intellectual and physical laziness, and the lack of initiative, imagination, enthusiasm, and self-control. Indecision is the habit of letting others think for you and adopting a wait-and-see attitude. Doubts, usually manifested in the form of explanations and apologies designed to cover and justify their failures, sometimes combined with envy of others' successes or their criticism. Restlessness is the tendency to look for mistakes in others and to live beyond one's means. It translates to the neglect of one's appearance, frowning intemperance with alcohol and sometimes drug addiction, nervousness, and insecurity. Overcautiousness, this tendency to see only the flip side of the coin, thinking and talking about possible failures instead of focusing the mind on the means of success. Procrastination, that habit consists of putting off things until the next day when they should have been done a year ago. It translates to spending all one's energy into justifying idleness instead of working. The second kind of fear is the fear of criticism. It includes symptoms such as shyness, usually expressed in nervousness, the awkwardness of movement, and running eyes. Maladjustment is the inability to control one's voice, nervousness in the presence of strangers, poor posture, and memory. An inferiority complex is a self-assertion with language, the habit of saying loud words to impress, and a predilection for composing, mainly on the topic of their achievements. People suffering from such a complex often appear self-assertive. Extravagance is the desire to have everything others have, which inevitably turns out to become a life beyond one's means. Uninitiate is the inability to use opportunities for self-promotion, the fear of expressing one's point of view. It translates to a lack of confidence in one's ideas and clumsiness in one's manners and speech. A lack of ego is the laziness of the mind and body, slowness in decisions, and the inability and unwillingness to assert oneself. It is shown through one's addiction to saying nasty things behind another person's back and flattering them when facing them, as well as the unwillingness to admit one's mistakes. The next type of fear is the fear of illness. It includes such symptoms as self-hypnosis, which refers to a search within themselves for symptoms of all conceivable diseases. Hypochondria is the habit of talking about illnesses, concentrating so much on them that it eventually turns into nervous stress. Sluggishness and the fear of getting sick often prevent exercise. Thus, the person usually ends up overweight and becomes the cause of a sedentary, mostly domestic lifestyle. Impressiveness. The fear of illness can unpleasantly combine with the fear of poverty, especially in a person who constantly worries about having to pay medical bills. Self-liberation is the ability to appeal to the sympathy of others by using an imagined illness as bait. It is the simulation of illness to justify simple laziness or a lack of ambition. Intemperance is the habit of using alcohol or drugs to get rid of headaches and other ailments instead of eliminating their causes. The next type of fear is the fear of love disappointment. It includes such symptoms as jealousy, which is the habit of suspecting close friends and loved ones without any reason. Adventurism is the tendency to engage in risky ventures, stealing, cheating, and other dangerous acts to get money for one's loved ones with the belief that love can be bought. Because of it, some people end up in debt, buying gifts, or showing themselves at the best. The next type of fear is the fear of old age. It includes symptoms such as premature decline. At age 40, a person develops an inferiority complex and the false beliefs that the human personality degenerates with age. Inactivity. The initiative of imagination and self-confidence are lost in someone who, for some reason, decided that they are too old to display these qualities. The desire to get younger, this is an imitation of the dressing and behavior of youth, which naturally looks ridiculous in others' eyes. Finally, the last type of fear is the fear of death. It includes thoughts of death. This habit is more common among the elderly, but even the young often think of this nothingness instead of enjoying life. It can also be linked with a fear of poverty due to one's fear of approaching poverty or of reaching poverty as a consequence of someone else's death. Relation to illness or unbalance. Illness can lead to depression, disappointment in love, religious fanaticism, severe neurosis, or insanity, which can also trigger a fear of death. Hi, if you liked this video, and I know you did, put a like under this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment.